Hey guys, how's it going? And today I'm bringing you a video of me and my Yamato. Now this is kind of an older video. It was actually before the German battleships were released, though there is one in my division as you see over there. It is the First. I will not try to pronounce the first name. It is my friend back in the super test, testing it, Nyagato, and as you can see it doesn't have the full health that it had when it was released. It is still in that super test phase where it had 88,000 health and it wasn't an impressively an amazing ship. But I divisioned with Nyagato and Firebringer for this match, and Fire brought a Montana while I brought my Yamato, and we decided we were going to rain hell on some enemy teams. And that's exactly what we're going to do with this triple battleship division. We're going to absolutely push through an objective, decimate the team in it, and do what battleships don't usually do, and play some close quarters with some destroyers. So, as we decide where we're going, we are the top tier battleships in this game. I mean, tier 10, you're never not going to be top tier, but we're the main force of our top tiers. And we're kind of picking where we want to go based on where the team's going. It looks like a lot of our destroyers are heading north, so Fire and Nyagato start to turn north. And I have to get my Yamato moving again, twist these barrels around since they have such slow turret traverse, and get myself heading in that northerly direction too. Now, I've had this ship for a long time. It was my first tier 10. I was very happy to get it when I did get it because it's an absolutely amazing ship if you know how to play it. And I've just never really had a game where I said, alright, I want to make, well, I have, but I've never really had an entertaining game where I said, alright, I want to make a video just on my Yamato. While this game's not a super high amount of damage, it's kind of interesting, like the one other Yamato game on my channel, which is the Montana chasing my Yamato across the map, basically right on my bow trying to, or not my bow, sorry, right on my stern trying to ram me. And this game, it's not so much the damage that I do, it's the tactics I use, my thought process that goes into it, and showing that battleships can actually push objectives once you get a team around them. So B just got captured by the enemy. We have C thanks to a destroyer that snuck down there, and most of the team is pushing A. Now we do have a destroyer too that is going to try to sneak into B as I start lining up on the gearing and stuff that are in the A cap, sorry, I almost said C. And I'm going to try to start firing on something here because I do have fairly accurate guns on my Yamato. I don't build my Yamato for full secondaries, it's kind of a medium build. I build it for the impressive main armament that it has with these 460mm guns that are extremely accurate and extremely long ranged. You'll see that Fire and Nyagato actually have secondary builds, as their secondaries will engage a long time before mine. Plus they will be ahead of me for quite some time, as the Yamato I believe is the slowest out of all of them. And we just found in New Orleans the tier 8 American cruiser, who went broadside over there. I slowed down to stay behind the island so he wouldn't spot me when I fired, just so he wouldn't start turning. And he kind of turned anyway. I hit one shell right through his bow as he turned in to avoid a destroyer, and I only did a regular pen of 4,000 damage. Almost 5,000, sorry. Yamato does a little bit more damage than I'm used to talking about. That battleship up there is getting pounded. But I'm spotted now, but this New Orleans is kind of, he kind of got caught out here. He's stuck between two destroyers, and there's a Yamato lobbing shells at him, which didn't end up well for him there, as I threw a citadel into his side. And there he goes to combine fire from two cruisers and a bunch of destroyers. What else do we have to shoot at? Well, there's a gearing, there's a Fletcher, and there's an enemy Yamato. Now, it looks like mostly destroyers in this cap, and usually you wouldn't see battleships push on that too hard. Usually they'd fall back and wait for something to get in front of them. Well, why not just shoot the destroyers? Yamato's shells go out, and I miss, but I do reset the cap due to close proximity. And you can see the first and the Montana's secondaries going off here. I do believe it's just the first. Fire might have his secondaries off. New Orleans way over there. He's going to get behind the island before I can reload. I might have to line up on this gearing again. Yamato's hidden at the moment. Gearing spotted. Ooh, looks like he's going to go broadside. Oh, that looks decent. Shells are staying close together. Good spread on the shells. Good aim. And 6.7 thousand damage for a dead gearing. So that was a little bit of sniping on a destroyer. And that's a handy trick to know. Even if you have armor piercing loaded, if you hit enough shells on a destroyer that's broadside, you will eventually destroy them. As sometimes you'll get a regular pen, and sometimes just your overpens are enough to do massive amounts of damage to them. So even if you have armor piercing loaded, take a pot shot at the destroyer if you absolutely need to. So now we're going to start focusing on this Yamato. As you can see, I immediately zoom back out after I take a shot at the Yamato, who is reversing. 6,000 damage, not a bad roll. I'm just kind of shooting through his deck. But as you can see, I zoom back out to see if any of the destroyers have been spotted, if I need to dodge any incoming torps, which Nyagato is just doing the torpedo dance up here in a ship that doesn't really do it quite well. I've swung the ass end of my ship out just a little bit because I know that Yamato is not focusing on me. He's trying to pound away at the first and the Montana, who are a lot closer. So I'm at liberty to kind of show my broadside a little and continue dropping shells right below his superstructure. And oh, that New Orleans just got flattened by fire. Very good shot from him. Now there's still 2 destroyers up here as far as I can tell, and this Yamato that we still have to deal with. He's forward on, he's not showing us a lot of a target to hit, so he's getting taken down very, very slowly, as Nyagato is at low health due to all the torpedoes and is going into brawl. Now fire secondaries have opened up. Mine haven't quite yet because I don't have upgraded secondaries on my Yamato. Like I said, I'm built for primary batteries. And you can see I'm looking around because I know the destroyers are off to my right. And I don't really want to get slapped by one of those because Yamato can be a pretty juicy target. Continue lobbing shells right through the deck of this Yamato. See if I can help out my team with a little bit more damage. Another 6,000. Anything else? Nope, looks like the rest of them bounced. So, we got a couple battleships behind us chilling out. We got a destroyer moving around with us. And we got a Yamato in front of us. I'm starting to ping off to the side. There's some more torpedoes from the destroyers. Kind of seeing if anybody will scout for me so that I can kind of go in and, you know, get rid of the problem here. And that Yamato is not in a happy position with that Kerr first on his side. And me rolling damage through his bow. Especially with all those fires thanks to the destroyers and the secondaries on him. So he'll be disappearing pretty soon. With my hit and Nyagato, Nyagato's secondaries finishing him off. And it looks like somebody just noticed the Kurt in the chat as they just called it out. Which they haven't been sunk yet, so I'm not quite sure how they noticed it from across the map. So we have a Fletcher up here. He's kind of going outside of the cap. But as you can see, the cap counter isn't moving. I might hit that. I might have enough to get over the island. And yep, 1 regular pen and 1 overpen. So that should be a decent amount of damage to that destroyer. But there's the other destroyer that I'm worried about. He's in the cap. He's the one stopping the cap. And he's in a perfect position on the side of this island to ambush my Yamato. So I start slowing down. I don't want him coming right around the corner before my guns are loaded. And if it doesn't show it, but I did focus my secondaries on him. I don't have manual fire control, but it does increase my secondaries accuracy a slight bit. Now, I'm doing something that usually you wouldn't see a lot of people do. I'm starting to turn broadside. I'm getting all my guns to bear for when he does come around the corner. And would you look at that, the Benson was nice enough to drop a smoke screen, whether intentional for me or not. I'm going to make very, very good use of that. Now I'm slowing, or I should be slowing down in this smoke screen pretty soon. I just noticed it was around me. I want to hit this destroyer when it comes around the corner. Where is he? There he is. He's about to start his torpedo run. I'm slowing down, turning the ship. Secondaries open up. There's 1 main battery. 2,000. Come on. Yes, there it is. There's a dead destroyer. Now I have torpedoes coming at me from, oh, 2 directions. Both Fletchers got torpedoes off. Now I need to speed up. I'm going to see if I can minimize the amount I take. There's 1, 2, 3. Not bad, could have been worse. If I had come around that corner broadside to that destroyer, as in straight around the corner, he probably could have torpedo run me and dropped everything into my side before I was able to retaliate. And there's my secondaries going off on the Fletcher over there. Sadly, that Fletcher is going to finish off Nyagato's first, as his guns have enough damage to obliterate that small health bar. But we do have a couple ships up north, so I don't have to worry about that Fletcher living for too long. My guns are reloaded. I'm still kind of keeping them towards the back in case I do have to take a pot shot at this destroyer. So only 81,000 damage so far. We've pushed completely through a cap. We've still kept the B cap, surprisingly. Their team hasn't pushed north at all. And we're ahead on points, so we're in a pretty good position to continue on to victory, as that Fletcher up north just gets sunk. I'm pretty healthy. Fire's pretty healthy in his Montana, and I have a decent fleet behind me. So we're going to start moving down to defend the B cap. And they have 1 destroyer left. It is a Fubuki, so it is pretty dangerous. He can stay stealth and basically sit and B for the game and let his ships defend him. But what he's not going to do is that stealth part, which I don't blame him for that. I enjoy using the guns on my Japanese destroyers too, while my torpedoes are reloading. But he's not going to do it at the most opportune moments. And there's a Yamato in B, there's an Iowa. And these guys are going to give me a few problems. Fire just took a massive hit for being broadside to that Yamato. Torpedoes are heading towards him. He took 1, leaving him on very, very low health. And he's trying to recover a little bit, but I think that Yamato is going to knock him out. But he does get a retaliation shot off, taking out a large part of that Yamato's health bar. As I try to see if I can snipe the Yamato over that island, and sadly I can't. So fire goes down, dealing a huge amount of damage to that Yamato. So I'm speeding up. I'm letting this Benson that's slightly behind me get in front of me. And I'm going to advance on this B cap to help the Shimakaze defend it. Because really, he's all we got right now. But he will shotgun that Yamato for the kill. Torpedoes away. And there he goes. So Yamato really wasn't going to survive that in a close range fight with a Shimakaze that he probably didn't see. So I'm going to move up. The Benson's in front of me to spot torpedoes. I have my scout plane up in case that spots anything. And I'm just going to continue advancing until I can find something to shoot at. And, oh, there's the Fubuki. He's on full health, which is not very good for me, because I'm a pretty lonely battleship up here right now. The only thing the enemy team can shoot at is me. And I'm also a prime target for that Fubuki. Throwing some shots downrange, see if I can get a lucky hit on him, and score about 3,000 damage, earning me the Confederate Award, which is pretty nice. So, Benson's opening up on him. Shimakaze took a bit of damage, it looks like. And looks like the Fubuki's going to dodge those torpedoes too. And he just went stealth, which is not good for me. Oh, there he is. Fire got set on him, spotted him again. And there's his smoke. What's not good is that he can see me, but I can't see him. And I'm pretty sure he has torpedoes loaded since I haven't seen any from him in a while. And there's also a Yamato and an Iowa around this corner. So if I roll up around this corner really fast and I'm broadside to them, I'm going to be focused down. If I roll around the corner and just go bow on, that Fubuki's going to blast me with torpedoes. So it's really not a situation I want to put my Yamato in. And as you can see, that Yamato's looking right at me to come around that corner. Fubuki just got spotted again. He's broadside to the corner. He fired his guns at me too, which is a pretty cocky move, as my shells completely miss him. And as you can see, I'm slowing down as fast as I can. I'm trying to put it into reverse. I know that Fubuki just dropped torps on me, and I'm trying to get out of the way, even though it means I have to go back around this corner. Oh, it looks like the Iowa took a little hit there. Yamato also. Our destroyers are doing a great job at dissuading them from coming into the cap, but it does look like they're being pushed out. And there's the Fubuki's torps. Now I'm backing up and I'm turning to the side where I know that those Fubuki's torps aren't going to hit me. Usually in a channel, a Fubuki or any destroyer really is going to try to predict where the battleship is going to come through that channel, and most of them don't hug the island. So I'm trying to get into this little kind of cove over here so that I can dodge the torpedoes just like that, rather than backing up and getting hit by one or two. So there's all the torpedoes dodged, my team's moving up. These two battleships are actually broadside to me now, like they forgot I was here. So I'm going to roll around this corner and try to take out the closest ship I can. Ooh, Benson just got slapped, but he had a wicked game. He was very useful to me and the other battleships that we had pushing the C cap. Or sorry, not C. I keep saying that, it is the A cap. But very useful pushing the A cap. And this Iowa, when I roll around this corner, is going to panic. There's the Iowa, he's in a turn to go broadside to me to avoid the destroyers, and I mess up right here. I try to shoot out his turrets as he slows down, and I only score 9,000 damage, rather than shooting further back on his ship and aiming for the actual citadel. Bad mistake on my part. It's going to cost me a little bit as to him getting damage back and possibly trying to ram me. As you can see, he's starting to turn back, his turrets are twisting towards me. I fire my rear guns, get another 9,000 roll off just one gun that I fired. And I'm trying to get these guns loaded before his turn. I will beat his reload and finish him off. Shimakaze was trying to help me out. I have to turn in to dodge their torpedoes as I started going really fast to try to avoid that I was ramming. And it looks like the Yamato just got flattened by one of our battleships over there as he tried to make his escape. And there's that blasted Fubuki. He's trying to shell me with a stealth build. He obviously can stealth fire with that thing. My Shimakaze is built for it, so I know the Fubuki can do it. And I'm just going to shoot back. If he wants to get in a gunfight with me, by all means, let's fight. My secondaries opened up on him a little bit. I got 3 overpens dealing a decent amount of damage to him, and he shouldn't be on too much health. Recovering a little bit, and yep, there he is. 300 health. Who's gonna get the kill? Will I reload fast enough? Destroyer next to me is opening up, trying to take it. Looks like he missed. Guns reloaded. Ooh, looks like the Turp had sniped it a little bit before I could. And there's the last ship on their team. Ooh, it looks like the Mogabi's gonna beach itself. Nope. Give it a little bit of lead. Let the Yamato shells fly. Oh, those are looking good. And dropping and dead. Citadel right for the kill. Goodbye, Mr. Mogami. As you could see, I waited to see if he would beach himself, because if he did, he could have just partially beached himself and slowed way down, which would have mean I overled. Or he could have just beached himself, which meant if I was leading him for full speed, I wouldn't have been anywhere near him. So I was going to see if he beached himself so I could lessen it, or just lessen it to see if he slowed down. When he made the turn, I knew exactly where to aim, lobbed the shells at him, and got lucky with a citadel. So that kind of shows what my mindset is when I'm actually playing these ships, and how a triple battleship division can absolutely wreck a cap if you actually push, have teammates that are supporting you, and, you know, don't be too scared of the destroyers when you have friends around you. Major points to take out of the first end screen. Like I said, it's not a huge damage game for Yamato. It's not like one of those 200,000 damage, 300,000 damage games that you see a lot of replays of. It's just 128,000. It's not a huge amount, but I just kind of wanted to show the tactics behind what I think when I'm actually playing these ships. 4 kills, the Confederate award, all decent rewards to get, and definitely paid out in credits and experience, with over 500,000 credits earned and 8,000 experience in the end of the game. Things I wanted to take out of the end screen. Me and Fire are right on top, the 2 battleships that were up there pushing, along with Nagato, who finished a little bit further down. Like I said, the Kurfürst wasn't amazing at that time. It didn't have the health to support its brawling, and it still doesn't have the torpedo defense that it really should, in my opinion. But Me and Fire right on top with over 2,000 base experience earned, with the Shimikaze that defended B most of the game right below us. Things to take out of the enemy team is that the Fubuki, the Gearing, and the Yamato and Fletcher were both... pretty much all those players are pretty damn good. They all scored over 1,000 base experience on a loss, especially that Fubuki who tried to defend and push on caps during the game. So great job to them, great job to my team for pushing and supporting, and aiding my division in actually winning this game. And rather than show the damage screen, because like I said, a lot of my damage comes from my main batteries, I only did about 3,000 secondary damage that game. I wanted to actually show the earnings that I get at tier 10 running a premium account. My ship didn't sink, that's where a lot of credit loss comes from at tier 10, and it's why a lot of people are afraid to push. But in total, I earned almost 400,000 credits on a good game, where I didn't really take much damage. I repaired a lot of what I took, and I dealt out a lot more damage than was given to me. And like I said, if your ship sinks, you're gonna take a massive hit, and it's gonna cost you probably, unless you had an amazing game right before it. But you know, sometimes you just have to say, I'm not afraid to spend a little credits to play my tier 10 that I enjoy just smashing through enemy teams with. In the end of the game, or in the end of the day, it's all about having fun. You can always make those credits back playing a premium ship or a lower tier, maybe like a tier 5 or tier 6 ship. It's all about having fun, pushing with your friends, seeing what you can get your ship to do, and just enjoying yourself at the end of the battle rather than, ah, crap, I lost credits. I'm gonna go rage on forums about the economy being bad. Anyway guys, I hope you got a little bit of insight into my background on how I like to play battleships and my mindset behind them, and also kind of got inspired to actually push with a group more into cap zones and take those objectives. Anyway, good luck guys, see you out there, and have a great day.